Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pick Six, a podcast by the Attractions Group. I'm Ryan Sir, along with Don Helbig, and we're going to bring you the latest and greatest stories from the world of attractions and the amusement industry.
Thanks, Ryan. And before we dive into this week's Pick Six, let me remind our listeners where they can tune in to the Attractions Group podcast. You can catch us on your favorite podcast platforms and be sure to subscribe, like, and share with your fellow attraction enthusiasts.
Thanks for that fantastic information, Don. All right, let's jump into the news. Don, why don't you take story number one?
Well, some breaking news from Disneyland as an $8 million food hall style concept called Parkside Market is set to open at downtown Disney. The second story outdoor bar and a variety of culinary options are expected to make it a unique dining experience. The construction permits were filed in October and they reveal a quick service restaurant. 4 different concepts. That outdoor dining on the second floor. It's a significant addition to downtown Disney, and it's expected to open by late 2024. The expansion, Ryan, it seems to be part of Disneyland's ongoing efforts to enhance the visitor experience.
Yeah, it's funny because Bob Iger had a town hall the other day, and he was talking about how they had enough land to build another Disney World or Disneyland on their property in Anaheim. So it's cool to see them expand like this. And downtown Disney and Disney Springs at Walt Disney World in Orlando are both very, very popular shopping districts, and I think that's a huge opportunity for them to generate more revenue from an avenue that doesn't involve buying a ticket to the park.
Nope, not at all. What's next, Ryan?
Okay, so next up, we're going to head to America. I mean, not literally, because the annual Zoo Lights event at the Smithsonian National Zoo is back for its 15th season, offering a festive atmosphere with animal-themed art displays, live music, and delicious food items. I feel like I want to know who the first zoo was that did like a Festival of Lights thing, because they were onto something, because now every zoo does that.
Every zoo's doing it. I think it's a great thing. It really adds to the experience. You have your pass holders for zoos too. So it gives them another reason to come during the wintertime.
Yeah, I imagine their attendance is probably way down when it's cold, but whoever thought of this was brilliant, because this was probably, mid-November through the end of the year, but probably into January though. It's probably one of their least attended times. And this completely turns that around and lets them have a piece of that Christmas pie. But I would say for a lot of families, much like their local theme park Christmas event, if you're lucky enough to have one, the zoo lights are another attraction that's just part of your tradition, right?
Yeah, and one of the things that you called out on this that's a little different than some of the other zoo holiday events that we've spoken about on previous Pick Sixes is live music. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, but that's a little different than what we've been seeing elsewhere.
Yeah, it's hard to say like what scope the live music will be. It's probably like many other events where it's like a band trio or maybe Christmas caroling or something like that. But all sorts of stuff like that just contributes to the holiday atmosphere, I would say.
And shifting to international news, a well-known French company, Concept 1900, it's famous for its vintage carousels, is facing liquidation due to various challenges, which includes the impact of the health crisis and the loss of the Russian market. It's unfortunate to hear about the struggles of Concept 1900. I hope they find a buyer to keep this traditional enterprise alive. Their carousels, they're stable in theme parks worldwide, primarily in Europe. You're talking about places like France, China, Russia, Japan, Portugal, Poland, United Kingdom. But you certainly hope somebody comes along and buys the company and keeps it going.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't a whole lot of grand scale carousel makers anymore. PTC still offers them, although I can't tell you when the last one was built. It's been decades at least. And then Chance Rides makes a carousel, but it's a carousel, yeah, but it's like fiberglass. That's a
Hmm.
merry-go-round. Let's be honest. No offense to Chance, but that's a
Yeah.
merry-go-round. But yeah, hopefully they get bought by maybe one of the bigger players that can more substantially promote the product, and maybe more places will be buying carousels. Part of the problem might be that most parks have carousels, so they probably don't sell a lot of new ones. Probably a lot of it has to do with refurbishment and stuff like that. But Yeah, everything you mentioned, the COVID-19 pandemic, the loss of the Russian market, and so on, it's all gonna affect it greatly.
Absolutely.
Yep.
What's
All
next?
right. So, talking about my favorite subject, LeBron James. So, on an uplifting note, LeBron James Family Foundation has opened the LeBron James Museum in Akron, Ohio, showcasing the NBA star's life and career, including a recreation of his childhood apartment and memorable items from his career. It's a fantastic initiative, Don. It provides fans with a unique opportunity to get a closer look at LeBron's journey from Akron to NBA stardom. I always liked LeBron. Like, I know that he can be abrasive and stuff, but he always does a lot for the community. Wouldn't you say that?
He absolutely does, and it was more noticeable in Ohio when he was playing for the Cavaliers during his 2 stints there, all the charitable work that he did. He was very involved in some of the first ride, launches at Cedar Point. His foundation was the beneficiary, and, he was, involved with those. It wasn't one of those things where he just kinda lent his name. Yeah, I think it's great to see what he's doing. It's, it's I really wish he'd have spent his entire career to come back and just finished it out in Cleveland rather than going on to the Lakers and that. Um, but the fact that, this he's known as an Ohio boy and the fact that the museum's gonna be in Ohio, I think it's a good thing and pays tribute to his fantastic Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is, I mean, obviously money was a factor, but there has to be a point with everybody where they've made enough money. And I'm not making an argument against making money by any means, but if they could offer you an extra 10 or 15 million dollars or something, to me, I feel like I'd rather be the hometown hero than be on the Lakers and make a little bit more money because he can afford anything he wants in the world. So it is a shame that he didn't, just always be the hometown Cleveland guy, but it doesn't matter. His important work is still in Ohio.
Yeah, you're right about some of the money, sometimes, wins enough because I've seen guys that have, they were offered like 119 million with one team, and then no, I got 126 over here. So was it worth the 7 million to uproot your family and all those kind of things? I don't know. I just really, in a roundabout way, just wish LeBron had kind of, ended his career where he started in Cleveland.
Yep, yep, I agree. All right, what's next?
Shifting gears back to the theme park scene, Mickey's very Merry Christmas Party at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World is completely sold out for 2023, all 25 nights reaching capacity. It seems like the holiday magic is in high demand, which is no surprise there, Ryan. The popularity of these events continues to grow, but for those still looking for a ticketed after hours event, Jollywood Nights at Disney's Hollywood Studios, that could be an alternative for you. Ryan, you're fortunate you got your
I
ticket.
I did. I'm gonna go the weekend before Christmas. So, spoiler alert, you'll probably have an episode about that the week of Christmas. But yeah, that event it's very popular. I'm actually surprised the tickets lasted as long as they did because Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is a little bit more popular. But what the cast members were telling us was that it sells out within like maybe a day, day and a half of them going on sale. Uh, so when we were down there, in, like, late September, it was still, like, early Halloween season, and we were asking, one of the guest services people, whatever they call them there, those cast members, like, "Is there a way to like, do you recommend, like, is there a secondary market or something?" Because we were just like, "We gotta check this out?" And, they said, "Go to guest services and ask them because sometimes there's a cancellation and they can sell you tickets." So we got in line at guest services, and yeah, they do it like a lot of other parks where there's like another associate standing at the end of the line, and they're like, "Oh, what are you here for?" Because maybe they can just answer your questions, so you don't have to wait forever in line. And we said, I was like, "Hey, I want your opinion. Is it worth waiting in this line to ask if there's not so scary tickets available?" And the girl, thank God she was honest. She was like, "This whole weekend we're booked at about 105%. Like there's no way they're going to be selling you tickets." So I guess we'll have to chalk up Mickey's Not So Scary Christmas Party for next year. But like I said, very Merry Christmas. We did get tickets for it. My girlfriend got them for me as a Christmas gift. So we'll be going the weekend before Christmas, and I can't wait to report back because it looks awesome. You ever been to one of these, Don?
I have, and it's a fantastic event. Uh, my daughter was, in the ages like of 7 to 15 when we would go every year to experience this event. A lot of memories from it. Just very well done. One of my favorite times a year to visit Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom is during the Christmas season. Park looks beautiful.
Yeah, they do such a great job. There's 3 different castle shows. So there's they're like stage show. It's like Christmas Around the World or something like that. That's not what it's called, but it's something like that. They got the Frozen show, and then they have the fireworks show, the
Hmm.
Minnie's Fireworks Spectacular, which is one of their biggest fireworks shows of the year from what I understand. So I'm
Yeah, I've not been back to it since the pandemic in 2020, so I've not been back to Magic Kingdom to experience this event, but it's certainly on my bucket list for 2024 to try to get one of those coveted tickets.
I will certainly take plenty of photos and video to share with you and everybody else.
I'll experience the event vicariously through you.
I'll get one of those Apple Vision Pros, and then I will send you video through that so you can watch it in spatial video. You have no idea what I'm talking about,
That
do
would
you?
I have an idea, but yeah, I mean, just anything you can send to me, photos, videos, I'd love to see
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Yeah, I'll share it with you and everybody else. We're particularly looking forward to the fireworks show is my number one thing. The parade we're both very excited about because that I mean Disney does parades just really really well. And then I've been very intentionally not watching videos on it on YouTube because I want to see it for myself for the first time, kind of like how you did with Hershey Park. But I saw a few seconds of the Frozen show, and that looks really cool too. So, really looking forward to it. They have some overlays for some of the rides. They don't do Haunted Mansion for some reason. They only do that at Disneyland. But Space Mountain has like a psychotic
Hmm.
light show in there that plays like techno Christmas music. Tomorrowland Speedway has Christmas displays you can drive by, and Jungle Cruise becomes Jingle Cruise.
Yeah, you're gonna love it if you haven't done it before, and anyone out there that has a ticket to that event, you're very fortunate, and we hope that you share those photos on social media so we can take a look and enjoy it from a distance.
Well, you can enjoy it from a distance. I'll be there the week
You
before
get to.
Christmas.
I need everybody posting photos and videos of that event so I can experience it that way.
Perfect. All right, cool. And wrapping up with some exciting recognition, Worlds of Fun's Zambezi Zinger was nominated for the Best New Theme Park Attraction Award by USA Today's 10 Best Reader's Choice Travel Awards. The revamped roller coaster, which opened during the park's 50th anniversary season, faces tough competition from other notable rides across various theme parks. Other nominations include Wildcat's Revenge at Hershey Park, Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood, Wild Mouse at Cedar Point, Air Force One at Fun Spot Atlanta, Soul Spin at Kings Island, Tron Light Cycle Run at Disney's Magic Kingdom, and Pipeline the Surf Coaster at SeaWorld Orlando. It's a fierce competition this year, and with so many incredible attractions vying for the top spot, we'll keep our eyes close on the voting as it unfolds. So, how many of these have you ridden? I've ridden almost all of them.
Yeah, a lot of them. It is a fierce competition for sure. Uh, you'd expect Wildcats Revenge at Hershey Park, Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood, um, Air Force One at Fun Spot Atlanta, Tron Light Cycle Run at Magic Kingdom, and Pipeline the Surf Coaster at SeaWorld Orlando. I mean, they're all going to be splitting votes, so I don't think anyone's going to run away with it.
I agree, and these are all, like, awesome rides, and there are certain ones that you can probably take out, like Soul Spin at Kings Island, great ride, I've ridden it, it's wonderful, it looks great, but it's also there's 1,000 of those out there. Uh, if you had to pick one, which one would it be, though?
Wow. If I had to pick one, I'm going to go with Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. I think that was just, it was fun. It was well themed. It was something that, everyone in the family, can do together. So to me, that adds a lot to a ride when, everybody in the family can do it together. So I'm going to give that one my vote.
Yeah, I was kinda thinking that too, and again, it's up against some good competition, like, Tron, I feel is terribly underrated even for a Disney ride. I had the lowest expectations going into it, and I thought it was super fun, especially at first launch. The Wild Mouse at Cedar Point, we've discussed that at length. That is a great ride. That is so fun. The cheese car is the best one, by the way. I have not been on Wildcat's Revenge, so I'll take your word for that one. But I have been on pipeline, the surf coaster at SeaWorld Orlando, and I thought that was really fun too. But honestly, for me, the most exciting part was the technology more so than the ride, because I'm looking forward to what they're going to do for that. They, as in the industry, is going to do with that sort of thing in the
Right.
future.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's going to be close. It's not going to You're not going to see one attraction here run away with it like you often do in some of these polls. So it's going to definitely be something to keep a close eye on to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. But hey, Don, that wraps up another pick six. S
It does. And until next week, for Ryan Sir, this is Don Helbig saying so long.
and good night.